So do you have like an introverted disposition, or are you an extrovert true and through?
I would say like I'm kind of more of a social moth. Like I'm definitely like pretty outgoing and social, yet I definitely need my time to like recharge and like do quiet activities. So
Right.
I think that's kind of like the duality of like being super outgoing is also like when I need to recharge and think, I oftentimes need to like plan time where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to make social plans. I'm literally going to spend time by myself, go out, walk by myself, like do something solo. So that way, like the ideas and like the sort of like the, I guess like I get time to reflect, you know, I get time to like piece it all together and like look back on like, okay, I met that person introduced me to that person, they know this person. Like it's just like where I kind of map out like the stories. And I think that's like really interesting on how I kind of like manage my energy. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely like pretty extroverted. I've definitely accepted that now. I feel like I just like know when to turn that on and off, because there are times, and I think that's really important. It's important to know like be able to read that, because like I have a younger sibling. I would definitely say she's definitely more on the introverted side, but it's like knowing how to like slow down the conversation and leave space for the other person to think. That comes a lot through just like being like knowing yourself, and as well as like reading other like being able to tell when other people are more introverted. But that's not like a black or white thing. I think that there are times and spaces where people who want to talk about something, a topic that they like, and I think that's like what I love the most about making content and like working with people in their content. It's like I like to discover what the topic that person loves to talk about to get them to talk, because I think it's so amazing and it lights them up when they talk about something they really care about. And I think that's like probably one of the favorite things that I do in life is like knowing whether it's serving someone food that they haven't had since they were a child, and like seeing them light up and like that wave of emotions on that, or seeing them like talk about something that they're really passionate about, whether it's their business or a topic, and just seeing how passionate they are and like seeing like how much they care about it, how much they know about it. Like I think that side of human is like just amazing that we all have that, and it really just takes like someone holding that space for them to feel heard, you know.
So I know we don't have you for as long today as we have in some of the other ones, but I got one last question for you, just because I'm sure you've run into this challenge as well. But when your job is to create things all day, that has a certain level of exhaustion that's not like stamina related. It is creative related. Sometimes it's just hard to think of new things to do. So how do you deal with creative exhaustion, and how do you recharge?
Oh my gosh. Burnout is very real. And I think a lot more people are talking about creative burnout or burnout in general. Oftentimes when I feel like I should say, I don't feel like I ever run out of ideas.
Really?
Which is like, yeah, I write everything down. Like that is essential. Like keep a journal, save notes, voice notes, save it all, because I think the best thing to do is always have creativity is a muscle. You have to use it in order to improve it and to be creative on the drop of a dime. So I mean, I feel like in times where I feel burnt out or need to recharge, I stick to a routine. Like I am like up at 9 on a walk. Like routine is the thing that I stick with, because oftentimes through the routine, you allow the space for the ideas to come to you. When I'm like trying to like, I need to think of this idea right now, they like run and hide. Like I swear that's what happens every time. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and make this video. Like I got this, and I'm like, I don't even know what to say right now. But like if I'm on a walk, if I'm like on a bike ride, like somewhere that I'm not in front of my computer to write it down, the ideas will literally come to me, and I'm like, well, I should have just been doing something else. They would have came to me. So I think that oftentimes like having a good balance between like being online and being offline, and like doing things with people and like doing things solo, it is very much like cultivating a creative energy in that. How do I take something that's very much a feeling and make it real, or explain it to someone else, or like get someone else to buy in to like fund it? That is all just like, you know, it starts with like how well rested I am, how much am I taking care of things outside of like work and creativity. I think that's like, you know, a good balance. But the thing about like, you know, ideas and like making content and all this, it's like I still have to, I should say, I'm thankful that even when life is crazy or like things are hard, I still have to show up and like do my job. Yeah. And like I think sometimes like oftentimes if there's one thing I could like share with like creators or anyone getting started is that not every day making content is a good day. Like there are days where it's just like I'm gonna read this script and be on for this camera, and then I'm literally gonna sit on this couch and watch Netflix for hours. And that's very much real. That like that happens sometimes. But it's like I've learned to accept like that's a part of the creative process and not feel like, okay, if I'm not cranking out like 100 videos a week, like I'm not doing it. Like, you know, it's just like there's gotta like, you're still a human. Like there's still the aspect of like you have to rest, you have to go and socialize. You can't just be locked in like doing the work all the time. And that's like why now I make sure that my weekly routine is a good spread of like solo work, working with other contractors, hosting like virtual writing rooms, or like finding some way to bring community in the mix and like different skill levels, because you know you need to have the times of that's my reminder.
Oh. Here, why don't we turn it off?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's the 420 420 reminder. Cool. Yeah, that was my alarm. Yeah. What I was going to wrap it up with is that one thing I would give advice to any business owner or creator or anyone is like build a community, so that in times where you feel stuck or when times where you need challenge, you have people who are going to be honest and you can take that feedback and grow from it. Because it's like making content is like it's very much like every day I have to just put myself out there to make it work, and like that can be very taxing in seasons where like nothing's happening. Yeah. But it's like it's the showing up every day that there may be somebody who you reach out to that day, or there may be somebody who sees your content and reaches out to you. Like it's like you have to just keep going on that belief of like this is going to work because I'm improving little by little, and that it's all going to just compound and like turn into the thing that you want it to. And of course, like being online has several different goals, and I feel like my biggest thing was like I started making content because I wanted to connect with other people. I wanted to listen to other people so that they feel heard. And more importantly, it's like I wanted to be able to look back in this time of the internet and say like, yeah, I participated in it. I made content too. Like who knows what kind of technology might roll out or anything else that will bring us together. But I think a lot of it was that the real big shift in like my creator journey was that I simply just like wanted to join. I wanted to feel like I was a part of something. And then that, being around other creators, like I recently went to the Lighthouse in Venice Beach, was like this new creator campus that just opened. That was so inspiring to see a group of organizations come together and build this campus to really show that, content creators or, making content is here to stay. It is the new level of production. Yeah, it's very new within our lifetime, yet there's still so much space. There's fans for all of us, if everybody made content. But that's the thing, not everybody makes content. So it's the ones that do that really stand out. And, I really focus on, how can I help people who are taking this risk see something out of it to keep them going? Because that's the most important thing, to have a reasonable yardstick to measure yourself, not just something so far down the line that it's like just a real long marathon to get there. Like you really have to work with consultants, work with coaches, work with mentors, work with other people who can help you see yourself when you can't see it, like when you can't see how far you come. I
think that's a great way to end it. Alex, where can people find you?
You can find me on LinkedIn at Alex Hutchi, and you can also find me on YouTube at Homestead Hutch.
Brilliant. Well, thank you folks for tuning in for another episode of A Businessman's Guide to Everything. Do check out Alex, but until you do, take care and be well. Bye, everyone.